I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well bringing him home. You both are tremendous.
So recently, Vice President J.D. Vance spoke at an event that was held at the University of Mississippi. This event was organized by Turning Point USA. Turning Point is a conservative youth organization that was founded by Charlie Kirk. But since Charlie Kirk passed, his widow, Erika Kirk, was elected the CEO. And at this event, Erika introduced J.D. Vance. And after she introduced him and he came on stage, they had a hug that everybody is now talking about and everybody is analyzing. But before we get into the hug, I just want to get into a little bit of what J.D. Vance and his wife Usha Vance did for Erika after Charlie Kirk's passing.
J.D. Vance. He has always called Charlie a true friend, so this time he gave up attending the 9/11 memorial ceremony, chose to escort Charlie home, and stayed with Charlie's wife and children throughout. His wife Usha also kept holding Charlie's wife's hand.
She said to me that Charlie never raised his voice, that he never cussed at her, that he was never cross or mean-spirited to her. And look, I'm a husband. I'm proud of being a husband. I think that on the great balance of things that I'm a pretty good husband. But I can never say that I was never unpleasant with my wife. I can never say that I've never raised my voice to my wife. Like most husbands, even the good ones, we're sometimes imperfect. And I took from that moment that I needed to be a better husband and I needed to be a better father. Because of all these moments that I shared just in the last few days, the books that I've read to my kids, going up to their bedroom and kissing them and hugging them before bed, I just realized that all of these moments that I get to have, Charlie is not able to have them anymore. And Charlie's kids and his beautiful wife are not able to have them anymore. And maybe the best way that I can contribute and the best way that I can honor my dear friend is to be the best husband that I can be, to be the kind of husband to my wife that he was to his.
So as you see, not only did J.D. Vance and his wife Usha help escort Charlie's body home, but J.D. also did speak at Charlie's memorial. So they were all good friends, the four of them. I didn't know that. I don't follow them. I don't keep up with what they're doing. But they all four of them had a connection when Charlie was alive, and the other three still have a connection. But then the hug came. And first, let's just watch the hug.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD. Help me welcome to the stage Vice President J.D. Vance.
Now, in my opinion, hugs tell a lot. The way you hug somebody tell a lot. Like there have been moments in my life where I've been interested in a woman and I've taken her out, and at the end of the night, I get a hug, and by her hug, I can say, oh, she ain't really feeling me. Or by her hug, I can say, okay, we got something. And, you know, for me, hugs mean things. The way you hug people means things. And sometimes you have to hug somebody in a way to show respect to your significant other. And everybody is saying that both of these people were wrong. Well, not everybody. Some people, most people are saying that both of them were wrong. But what I really want to talk about next is J.D. Vance's wife, Usha Vance. Like, should she be worried about all this? I mean,
This message is to Usha Vance. Girl, you gotta watch your husband. When was this, you ask? Oh, let's rewind a little bit.
I am tremendously blessed and honored tonight to be able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend and his wife.
The closing of the eyes of very, very dear friend is wild.
A very, very dear friend and his wife. No one will ever replace my husband.
You know how badly she wanted to say but
But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD.
just kidding. She did say but.
He understands the fight that we're up against, and he can articulate that in a way.
Anyone else sick to their stomach watching this? The discernment.
He's an amazing man. So please help me welcome to the stage Vice President JD Vance.
Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, is going to be J.D. Vance's second wife. At this point, people aren't even hiding what's going on. After that TPUSA event at Ole Miss, clips of Erika Kirk and Vice President J.D. Vance have set the internet on fire, and the theory spreading now is wild. Conservatives are trying to replace Usha Vance with Erika Kirk because she fits their Christian nationalist dream image. Viewers are breaking down every second of footage. The lingering hug, JD's hands on her hips, her fingers in his hair, saying it's way beyond friendly.
At first, I was giving her all the grace in the world, right? Your husband get hit like that in front of the whole world. I'm giving you grace. But now the stargazing and the overly dramatic emotions is coming off really, really weird, all right? On top of that, at the event the other day, the way her and JD Vance were hugging just seemed a little touchy. I'm not claiming that there's anything going on there. I'm just talking about the visual and the way it looked. It did not look right, okay? I'm not the only person that's saying this or thinking it. But the over dramatic, I understand she's a trained actor, I believe, right? And a model, but that can't be your whole personality. And it seems like that's her entire personality. Everything she does just seems like she's playing a role, right? It's just giving everybody the icks. On top of how close her and JD Vance has came. Now there's rumors swirling and roaring about JD Vance possibly leaving his wife for Erika Kirk. Listen, if JD is dumb enough to do something like that, his political career is over because you show zero loyalty to anything. You married to the brown woman, Sasha. You picked your poison. You made your bed. You got to sleep in that bed. All right. I understand that the right is getting real racialist right now, but I don't think that's the play. All right. I don't think JD Vance is leaving his wife for Erika, but the dramatics around this entire thing is just starting to stink.
Does Usha trust her husband? You know, that's what it all boils down to. Does she trust her husband? Because I know some wives, most wives, wouldn't have been okay with this. You know, whether they would have had a problem with Erika or whether they had a problem with JD, they wouldn't have been okay with this. And this man is going to tell you that his wife definitely wouldn't have been okay with this.
I'm gonna be unbiased here. I'm a married man, a husband before a political commentator, and let me tell you the odds I'll catch myself in this kind of predicament. It's between not a chance in hell and when hell freezes over. Girl, I'd have pushed you down, yep. You would have rolled up newspaper. Bad. You hugging me like that is one thing. Me hugging you back? And I damn know if my wife ain't another woman put her hands in my hair, or rather where my hair used to be, the nape of my neck, in a warm embrace. Oh, I'm gonna be in a brace. A neck brace. A full body cast. I done showed this picture to my wife. I knew what she'd say. Immediate. Bombastic side-eye. She ain't a political person. Let me tell you how fast my wife have been on that stage. She'd have been on Erika Kirk like white on rice. My wife's rough, honey. She beat the white off of her. You ever watched a pressure cooker explode? My wife did it first. She'd have been on her like ugly on a toe. Government money on a bad idea. Stank on shit, green on grass. Snatched her hair like a blade of grass. That lady would have been bald. Her been like a pube in the wind. Choked people in the audience. She'd crawled over everybody in the audience, creamed her corn, clocked her clock, choked her with her own leather pants. That's an intimate gesture and you just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And if it would have been my wife, I'd got to blame for it. My wife would have showed up and showed out, like Carrie on prom night.
Understand that if my husband hugged anyone like this, other than me, it'd be the last hug he ever gave. Listen, here's the thing. I'm not the jealous type. I know that sounds ironic, but I think it's flattering when people hit on my husband and flirt with him. Because I'm like, yeah, I think he's fine too. I get it. But this shit, that hug is intimate, right? That's a Nicholas Sparks kind of hug right there. That's a book talk type of hug. The way that he has his arms around her waist, her hand in his hair, the way he's looking at her, my God. Sorry, my husband's only allowed to look at me that way. Or Orville Peck, or Chris Evans, or Jonathan Bailey. Only those 4 people, though. But that right there, ooh, that's going to piss me. Usha, baby, JD Vance's wife, what you doing? Second lady, wake the fuck up. I think your husband might be having an affair.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about respect. Having respect for your significant other and also not embarrassing them, you know? Like, there's probably things that your significant other is okay with you doing. But you don't do it because you know how it would look to other people if you did it. So even though your significant other is okay with it, you don't do it because you don't want to embarrass them. And I think hugging another woman, allowing this other woman to hug you in this way is something that falls under embarrassing because of how other people could look at that. But there are people who are saying, you know, Erika Kirk is grieving, and people grieve in different ways, and we should just chalk this up to her grief. Yeah.
I told y'all this woman is not grieving. She's glowing. She's literally happier than a cat at a fish fry. Look at her. And not only did she have adoring eyes for JD Vance, same adoring eyes for Donald Trump. Sis is laughing all the way to the bank. Somebody say, oh, we love Charlie. She like, Charlie who? And understand, those of you who love Charlie Kirk, you're grieving more for Charlie Kirk than she is. This woman has moved on faster than the Wi-Fi at a hotel lobby. Look at her. She's smiling like she found out her student loans were forgiven. Oh, but it don't end there. Now, when I saw this picture, I was like, now, wait a minute. We're going way too far here. Somebody need to call HR because I know for damn sure this hug comes with benefit. Look at her. She's grieving like the insurance check already cleared. She got the money's in the bank. She looks freer than a kid on their last day of school. Y'all got to understand, none of this is happenstance. So when y'all see all that performative grief, she's laughing all the way to the bank. Don't get it twisted. Sister girl is leaning into this victimhood shit and making money. Faux show.
First of all, I am sick to death of everybody spinning everything that this grieving widow is doing. Not everybody has the same grief. Not everybody grieves the same way. Her husband was publicly assassinated in front of hundreds of people, and millions of people saw it. It's out there. Very different than anything that I think most widows would experience. But on top of that, she's being blasted and blamed and even conspired that she was somehow behind it. There's so much more going on with that poor woman, what she's having to deal with. So her grief is a little different. Seriously, you guys, like, calm down. Remember Charlie Kirk if you need to, but do not sensationalize these things.
I have saw so many women in the comment section of the whole Erika Kirk, hugging JD Vance the way she did. And they're all like, oh my gosh, she's grieving and it was just a hug. The statement before that is all I needed to hear. When she literally said, JD Vance has so many qualities of her husband and then proceeds to hug him that way. And not only did she just hug him, she literally was like, bring it in. I have saw bride and grooms when I photograph them do that same exact thing. It is very sexual when you bring a like hand around here and you bring them in. It's called respect. I don't care if she's grieving or if she thinks he's a big brother or the whole deal. She made those statements. And then the moment JD Vance got on the stage, she was all like, what happened to side hugs? Like, what happened to those? I ain't even gonna tell you what I do. It don't happen. Thank God me and my husband are on the same page, because we would, oh Lord. Grieving or not, still respect another person's spouse.
Like I said earlier, it's about respect. It's about showing respect to someone's partner. And grieving or not, you still have to show respect to that man's wife. And for me, I'm okay with everything in the hug, except for her hand on the back of his head. Because like the woman said in the last clip, that means something. To me, that means something. Like I said earlier, where I can get a hug from a woman after a date and tell whether she's feeling me or not. If she put her hand on the back of my head, I'm gonna automatically say she liked me. That's just that's what I get from that. And so let's have some other people kind of break down their feelings on this hug.
This is saying my man, my man, my man. Because if that is your friend and you got your hand by his head, all women know what that means. The embrace very tightly is saying, I want you bad and I need you. Child! As a married man, the hip is intimate.
I ain't noticed that.
The hip, why it ain't on her back? You cuffing the back, her back. You could have just at least rubbed the back. That's intimate. Is it me?
Oh Lord, y'all, this angle makes it worse. Oh Lord, help me, Lord, help me. He is hugging her with both hands, y'all. He got two hands around her back and sniffing her hair while her hand is in his hair. This ain't the first time they done did that. This ain't the first time they done did that. Y'all, I thought it was bad from the side angle, but the back angle made this 100 times worse. Bury her, okay? Mrs. Vance, bury her. Because ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no good and goddamn way. My husband is frontwards, both hand hugging abroad, while she breast leaning in with her hands in his hair. You supposed to sad church hug that hoe. When I tell y'all that my husband would have roundhouse kicked that bitch off that stage if she'd have tried to hug him like that, because he'd have been frightened about what I was gonna do next. When I tell y'all that he'd have throat punched that bitch and then took off running the moment she tried that shit, he wouldn't have wanted no reason for me to think that he was okay with this shit. When I tell y'all he'd bop that bitch right upside her head and shit, ain't no good goddamn way.
Let's look at JD Vance's side of the hug first. He gives a tight hug with a pat on the back. So some people often pat people on the back. That's just kind of how they manage a longer hug. And for some people, that patting on the back is what they do to comfort someone else. He also rests his hands after the hug for a second on her waist area, which can be a sign of affection and or romantic interest. It's the move to slide her hands up and grasp and cradle his head that is getting so much attention. This is a move that we women do when we are in a deep kiss, which is why it looks so very intimate. Erika then ends her hug by grasping his shoulders, which is a sign of affection and closeness.
Yeah, I think it's the hand behind the head that's saying the most. A lot of people have problems with other parts of this hug, but I think that's the one that everybody can agree on, that when you look at that, it's like, okay, why your hand right there? But we all are analyzing this hug and breaking down what it means and trying to see if there's a backstory to this and what does it mean for the future of JD Vance and Usha Vance's marriage, and will Usha be replaced? And look, this next woman is saying we just need to not pay attention to this because this is all on purpose. And it is to distract us. It's for an entire different reason that nobody is thinking of.
Don't fall for this. They want us to say that the two of them are having an affair. They know that that's what we're going to start saying. That's on purpose. They are creating a spectacle intentionally. Because in this attention economy, controversy gets attention. And it also keeps Erika Kirk relevant. But it does something else too. It humanizes JD Vance. Now he has to defend himself against these mean liberals that are saying that he's cheating on his wife. He's really just helping this poor grieving widow get over her husband, who was his best friend. The reason why they're trying to humanize JD Vance and keep Erika Kirk relevant is I think that they're gearing up for a 2028 president run with JD Vance and Erika Kirk as his VP. So what do they need to do to keep our attentions on the two of them? They create controversy. Now we're going to be watching the two of them and talking about it. While on the right, they're going to be like, look at these mean liberals saying these horrible things about JD Vance and this poor grieving widow. That's a message they're going to send to the right. They need us to say these things about Erika Kirk and JD Vance.
If this is all a setup to create controversy and to keep people talking about these two, let me tell you, they're doing a good job. I think they could do this in a different way, because it's kind of like they're using Charlie Kirk's death to further their advances in government, which is weird. But if that's what they're doing because they want to get people to continue to talk about them, it's working. It's working. But this next young lady says y'all are wrong, because she don't think is anything wrong with this hug. But if you think it's something wrong with this hug, you should keep that same energy when it comes to another famous woman.
In my humble opinion, which happens to be correct, I do not see anything wrong with the way JD Vance hugged Erika Kirk. I don't see anything wrong with the way Erika hugged Vice President JD Vance back. But here's why I think that. First of all, if you're gonna clip somebody how they're hugging every single time, that's weird. Like, you're zooming in your camera and pausing at just the moments to fit your narrative, to fit your story, to fit what you want to say about someone. When in reality, no one says anything about the fact that Taylor Swift hugs almost everybody around the head. Like, she legitimately will grab people's heads while she's embracing them. Like, Erika did nothing different. Nobody picks apart her if she's hugging a married man around the head. Nobody says anything. Everybody's like, oh, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift could unalive someone and people would still celebrate her. They are uniting together after a horrible tragedy and an awful traumatic event. And the worst thing that you can come up with is, oh, that hug was just, his hand was just a little too low, and oh, her hand was around his head. Oh, it was just a little too. Have you never been hugged by a real friend? I want to give some of you a hug. I do, because you need a real hug from someone who really loves you and cares about you. And I happen to love you and care about you. And I would give you a big giant hug, a bear hug. And I would pray to God you wouldn't find it weird, because a hug should not be picked apart the way that people have done this with JD Vance and Erika Kirk. And once again, I think that it is completely unfair.
I mean, she knows that Taylor Swift can do no wrong, no matter what. Nobody gets mad at Taylor Swift. But at the end of all this, man, it is not our business. It's not. Like, we have a right to have our opinions about things, I'm guessing, but how Erika and JD conduct their friendship is their business. Sometimes some people you might know who are friends and they have a closeness where they do stuff together, or they act a certain way towards each other, and you might say it's weird, but they are fine with it, and they have their boundaries, to each other that neither one of them cross. And the same thing when it comes to somebody's relationship or somebody's marriage. It's not up to me and you to make up what's okay in their marriage. It's between them two. And as long as them two are okay with whatever is done, it's fine. It's really not our business. All right. We can have our own opinions. Like I said, we can put ourselves in the situation and say, oh, well, if I was Usha Vance, I would have did this. Or if I was JD Vance, if I was Erika, I would have did. We can talk all we want. But it's their friendship, it's their relationship. Stay out of their business. Okay? I'm making this video for entertainment purposes only, and hopefully gain some subscribers. Okay? That's that's why I'm in their business like this, and I'm going through all this. But at the end of the day, this video doesn't matter. I'm talking about as far as what happens in their relationship and in their friendship. I don't matter, but I appreciate you watching though. Thank you for watching. If you could give me your opinion and your thoughts down in the comment section, I would very appreciate it. Keep the conversation going down there. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I'll catch you in the next one.